Hello everyone, I'm very happy for you that you've decided to play the flute. Very exciting instrument. So you have your case in front of you and let's get started. So the very first thing is we don't want to sit in a chair with the flute case on our lap. Things could fall out. There's a few pieces in there, we don't want them to break when they fall. I've seen that happen, so we don't want that to happen to you. So you have a choice. You can sit on the floor with it in front of you. When you're in my classroom, that's what we will do. Or if you're at home, you could set it on a table. So I put it on a cart here so I could demonstrate for you. So I have it on a flat surface. Now, to open your case, some of you might have latches that lift up. I have these buttons that I pull over. So either way, we're going to lift up our case. So here we go. And there is our flute. One of the first things we need to do is learn the different parts of the flute. So when we're talking about it, we are all on the same page. So the part that we blow into, this part right here, is called the head joint. This is the part that has a little hole. That's the mouthpiece that will come up to our mouth. And it's that piece right there. As you take each piece out, you want to memorize how you took it out so that you can easily put it back in. We'll talk about that when we're done. The biggest part is the body of the flute. That's the part that has all of the keys. Okay, that's the body. And next part is the foot. The last part is the foot. And I think of our bodies. Our head, that's the head joint. Our body, that's the body of the foot, the body of the flute. And at the very bottom, we have our foot, and that is the bottom of the flute. All right, so those are the parts. Now, I'm going to teach you how to put the whole instrument together because I know you're excited about that. And here we go. So what I do first is I hold the flute like this. You will see all of these keys going down the instrument. And then there's just a little part here. You'll see the keys going all the way up the instrument. And then you'll see this big section where there aren't any keys. Okay, so I'm going to hold that in my left hand. I take the head joint in my right hand. And with these two pieces on top of each other, I will line it up, gently twist it, and push it together. Now, we have to line it up a certain way. So I look down the flute, and I have that hole that I talked about, and I want to make sure that hole lines up with the very first key. Should be able to see that on mine. The hole lines up with the very first key of the flute. All right, so now I'm going to hold the lower part of the flute and take the foot joint. I hold them together and I twist. If you hold the foot the opposite direction, you will notice it doesn't go in. So there's only one way it can work. Twist together. Now the important part about this is on the foot, you'll see a couple keys on this side, and you'll see a long bar right there, a long bar. You want that long bar to line up with the middle of the bottom key. Long bar, middle of the bottom key. And that's how you assemble the flute. Now, before we start talking about how to finger the flute and everything, we're going to take it apart. So, take the foot, twist, pull down, and set it back in the case. Move your hand here, take the head joint, twist and pull apart, and it comes out. Make sure you do not twist like this and then pull out like that, like you're breaking a stick. I've seen students twist their flute and bend it. So you need to do it straight up and down. We put our head joint back, and then we put put the body back. Now, right now, it kind of looks like my flute is in the case, right? But if I close it, you'll notice the lid does not shut. So we don't want to push down on it, we could break it. We want to look at it, examine it, make sure it's all in there correctly, and the case will close perfectly. Okay, so good job. That's it for this part of the lesson. In another video, we'll talk about how to make the sounds on the head joint, and we'll talk about fingering how to put our fingers on the instrument, okay? So first thing you want to do is practice putting all the pieces together and then taking it apart and putting it back in the case. Great job, guys. Bye-bye.